Good morning, Neil Pinkett here from Bath Cars, and today's car is the little A4 Audi 1.8. I think it's an SE actually. There's a little bit of documentation I can run through a bit later on. Done 183,000 miles, came in part exchange. It has, in benefit, got a load of tax to run with it till the end of August of this year. I've driven it about 40 miles actually. I've been using it. It came in with nearly a whole tank of fuel, and I've been to Bristol and back in it, and I've used it on errands, but sadly it's failed its MOT, and I think it's time for it to move on to somebody who might have a bit of time to spend just to get it through its ticket. Well, there's nothing unsafe about it, it's just the MOT legislation now is so tight to get all these old cars off the road that perfectly nice serviceable cars are being broken up into bits to keep the government's pressing on to get higher GDP and stuff. So it's all in really just to get people to spend more money on newer cars and make production look the country look a lot more busy than it needs to be. But it would be a shame to break this really. The way it drives very well. It has got a nice spec to it. It's got a sunroof, metallic silver paint. The tyres are pretty much okay. They've not been mentioned on the MOT, they're fine. There's a spare in the boot. There's a nice radio CD player in there as well, which I'll come to. As you can hear, she's idling over fine. And I bet you could drive this halfway around the world and it would still give you good serviceable use. It has got seat covers on. I assume the back seats are actually probably pretty okay and up together, but the front one, driver's side, is a bit scuffed up on the entry squab there. Look, this has gone a bit threadbare. These aren't particularly nice, but you know, you can take them off if you want. It's got an S-type steering wheel on there as well. The clutch is good, brakes all feel fine. It's sadly failed on a few items. I'll just run through them. It's a pleasant place to be here. Look, wood, electric windows, fan all works well. I took this to Bristol on a particularly horrible day when it was pouring with rain, and it was nice and warm, and the wipers cleared well. It was all good. Didn't mist up. It's not like it's got a leaking heater matrix or anything. But it says here, near side front upper tie rod bars excessive play. Rear exhaust system is not adequately supported. Well, I know that when I put it on the ramp. There's a bracket missing off the very back of the exhaust, which I just wired up. Again, perfectly safe. Makes no odds to anybody. Offside front track rod end ball joint has excessive play. Near side front lower suspension arm bush deteriorated, resulting in excessive movement. Offside front lower suspension arm rubber bush deteriorated, resulting in excessive movement. And the emissions are high, but the engine light's not on, never has been. All the lights go out as they should, the airbag light, etc. So it probably needs a new lambda sensor, and it needs the front suspension taking apart on both sides and replacing with new bushes here and there. It's quite a complex setup on these, but it's not like you'd notice it's worn out. It makes the odd clunk here and there, but it seems pretty up together. So engine sounds fine. Not smoking out the back. Do that again for you. Alright. There is a load of history with it, documents. Here we've got V5 owner's manuals. If I remember rightly, it's got a really good amount of documents and bills and things, which a lot of these Audis have. You know, they're run to keep run by reps and things at the very start of their lives. I bet if we look through here we go, look, Audi all the way through it, up to 30k on that page, and another load of Audi up to 73, 81, service last at 165. Anything about the cam belt here? Can't see it's there, but it may be in the documents. I think I might have gone through these documents a bit more thoroughly before. But yeah, there's a tasty radio CD in it as well, which has a USB stick input, so you can run your MP3s into it, like so. Let's just turn it on. It's a pretty... I don't think it's got any under the seats here, is it? No. Reception's bad down here because we're in a dip. Okay, 184,000 miles with the MOT failure and a bit of bodging up, and you've probably got yourself a very nice car, or if you've got a sensible MOT inspector, probably might just let it roll through. I think there's a little crack to the headlight, but that didn't get mentioned, so the beams all setting is okay. It's just they've got a very complex suspension setup on the front, which as soon as there's a little bit of play, the MOT inspectors will fail them, and yet they're perfectly alright and not unsafe. Okay, that's my view of it. Hopefully someone will come along and take that away as a serviceable car, make it serviceable, put 2 fingers up to the establishment for ruining old cars. That's what I prefer. But hey ho, there we go then, thanks very much, speak to you soon, bye bye.